Good morning.
Jujutsu Kaisen is lit. This anime, for me anyway, really just kind of came out of nowhere. Like honestly, by the way that other shonen fans were talking about it, I thought it was kind of similar to Naruto. You know, has like 100+ episodes, been out for a while, uses old tropes that are now widely considered annoying and overused. You know, that type deal. But I was proven completely wrong by the first episode. This one was taken fresh out the oven. I mean, not so much in terms of the plot, of course, but just as a work with great care put into what it tries to accomplish. And look, I know I say this every time, but the animation just... Oh. Now obviously you can't explain an anime to someone without first introducing them to the things that make the whole story possible. The characters. Yuji Itadori, or as I like to call him, Kirby, has some superhuman abilities. And this is what makes him special, as every main character should be. 20 fingers of Sukuna. These things hold great power and usually kill whoever tries to devour these edibles for energy. Kirby had one of these fingers wrapped in a burrito package at his school, and his friends, not knowing this mildly crucial bit of information, try to open it. Bam, Kirby's already out there fighting demons. Crunch, now he's snacking on the finger. And of course, dead. Kidding, he's alive. He literally had a 1 in a million chance of survival, and parts like this. See, it's parts like this that make me think, something dumb's gonna happen, isn't it? Because this establishes something that 99% of anime have. That thing being plot armor. He literally had a 1 in a million chance of survival, and this is when you know the main characters need to progress the story, so they tend to survive in situations that should be rather unsurvivable. Now, why is this a problem? Well, that's just the thing. It's not really a problem. It just makes the story sort of predictable. Well, that's what I thought anyway. Until Kirby took out his heart. This isn't show and tell. Put it back. Yeah, you remember when I said 99% of anime MCs had that whole plot armor thing going on? Well, let's go back to that. There's still 1% remaining. What is that last percent? And no, it's not when the main character dies at the end. That's stupid. It'd actually be when the anime hits an MC switcheroo. You know, when the big, most influential protagonist with all of the screen time dies, and then the anime tries to say, oh no, remember? This was the main character. Yo, that's what I thought Jujutsu Kaisen was gonna do. Because of course, every time a shonen protagonist quote-unquote dies, within like 3 minutes, there's almost always a scene of them talking to someone in their mind or soul or wherever their inner body is. But not for Kirby. Now, I'll admit, Kirby did have this whole MC conversation with the someone I was referring to earlier. Looks like they decided to have this incredibly crucial talk in like Kirby's ribcage or something. But I thought he was really down for the count because I waited my 3 minutes and no return. Who expects to go 13 minutes with a dead MC? This on top of not knowing a thing about Jujutsu Kaisen before hopping into it, and the fact that they could pull a switcheroo at any time and it wouldn't be completely unreasonable, really made me think dude was deceased. But disregarding that whole lifeless fiasco, get it? There's something else that makes this anime so solid. That something being just flat out character development. Kirby has great character development, training and refining his skills, whether he's chilling at the base or in the middle of an intense battle. And let's try not to forget about the fact that Kirby does have 2 other comrades. If you notice, they both follow a slightly different progression path than Kirby does. All 3 of them practiced and got better, no doubt. But Kirby's friends didn't work as hard as Kirby himself did. And the anime actually reflects that. Not only by actually saying it, but also by making sure it's visually obvious in multiple different scenarios. Now in a story like this, there are always things that are bound to follow standard protocol. Like for instance, the main character needing to survive through impossible situations and such. There's some small things that this anime tweaked a bit in order to try not to make it too generic. Like Kirby's reason for fighting. In all honesty, the anime could have just said, he's fighting to get rid of all the curses, and been done with it. But instead, his reason is simply to let those that he gets to know actually die a proper death. Just for him to regret his decision to fight for others when he's face to face with his own demise. Which really caught me off guard, because I don't ever remember seeing a protagonist of a shonen crack under the pressure and genuinely regret their choice to help others altogether. There's usually a flashback or two, a corny speech, and then their good friend anime trope kicks in, which is actually the polar opposite of what happened to Kirby here. And again, it's only a minor tweak that really doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. I mean, at the end of the day, he's fighting the curses anyway. But I like this small trait that was added because it shows that the creators not only cared about the fights and the graphics, but also the individual characters. Nearly every character has these small tweaks made to their personalities to make them more personable and less generic. Like even some of the curses, for crying out loud. Like they're not just puppets meant to be put down. Some fight for reasons that at first seem honorable, but under deeper inspection are actually pretty corrupt. While others really do just fight and kill for the fun of it. And I mean, who knows, these slight tweaks to all the characters' personalities and reasons for fighting might actually mean something less trivial in the future. But then again, only time will tell, so. He's fighting to get rid of all the curses.